You ever wake up one morning, look at your life, and just know everything's about to go sideways? Because that's what happened to me the day a wooden clog came flying across my barn, hit my 2,000-pound bull on the nose, and kicked off a chain reaction I swear could have been straight out of a comedy, if it hadn't been my actual life. Let me back up a sec. 3 months ago, I was living the dream. 38 years old, bachelor, running a 50-acre Montana ranch my granddad built after World War II. Just me and 6 Highland Scottish bulls with names like Thunder and Lightning. I mean, these big guys, they're my family. You walk out at sunrise with a feed bucket, and they come up like overgrown puppies, gentle as can be. My granddad used to say, "A ranch isn't just land, it's history with a heartbeat." He started this with nothing but GI Bill grit and his own 2 hands, and I'd always figured that legacy would last as long as those bulls kept grazing under the big Montana sky. And then she showed up, Priscilla Kensington Wells, rolling down my dirt road in a pearl-white BMW, stepping out like she owned the place, designer heels stabbing into the earth like she was claiming it. "Excuse me," she says, "but this smell is unacceptable. Property values are at risk." You know what I mean? The nerve of someone walking onto your land and telling you your whole existence is suddenly a problem for her spreadsheet. She never bothered with small talk, just whipped out her phone, snapping pictures of my barn, my truck, my bulls, like she was the sheriff of a crime scene. Introduced herself as president of the Meadowbrook Estates HOA, but the way she said it, "We're transforming this area into Kensington Hills premium community." I could see she wasn't just talking about a name change. She was planning on erasing everything my family had built, like we were some inconvenient speed bump on her way to profit. You could almost taste the contempt in her smile, the way she handed me a business card for community transformation consulting. She told me, in the nicest way possible, that people like me either adapt or get left behind. I just nodded, but inside, I was boiling. You don't grow up on a ranch and not learn when you're being threatened. It only got worse. Certified letters, HOA meetings thinly disguised as public executions, accusations about my bulls being dangerous. Priscilla didn't just want to complain. She wanted to wipe me off the map. Thing is, I don't fold easy. I teamed up with Dr. Kim, my vet and a social media whiz, and before I knew it, videos of my gentle giants were blowing up on TikTok. People saw Thunder letting local kids pet him, saw Lightning getting brushed, and suddenly the narrative started to turn. But Priscilla? She wasn't about to lose face. At the big hearing, she brought a PowerPoint with doctored photos, her supporters all lined up like an army, but I walked in with my granddad's land deed and Dr. Kim's viral videos. Commissioner Martinez, old rancher at heart, looked at her, looked at me, and basically said, "This ranch was here first, and it's staying." The vote was unanimous. For one moment, I felt like justice had actually shown up. You'd think that'd be the end, right? But you don't know people like Priscilla. The next morning, trolls showed up online. Anonymous accounts accusing me and Dr. Kim of everything from animal cruelty to running some backwoods mafia. Turned out, Priscilla was behind it, running a social media campaign to make us look like the villains. Then it got creepier. Black sedans parked on the road, a welfare inspection that found nothing wrong but left me on edge. Maggie, my neighbor, a retired teacher with a nose for trouble, dug up a file thicker than a Montana winter coat. Everywhere Priscilla went, she stirred up conflict, tanked property values, then made a killing selling out to developers. A predator in high heels, you might say. The twist came one late night. Priscilla's own husband, Chad, calls me in a panic. Turns out she was planning a community appreciation event, and she'd picked my barn as the surprise venue. She'd timed it for when I'd be away, hired a caterer, the whole 9 yards. I guess she figured if she staged a party in my barn, posted enough pictures, maybe the community would just accept my property as theirs. That's the sort of thing HOAs dream about, turning reality into whatever they want it to be. Saturday rolls around. I come back from town and find my ranch crawling with strangers, music blasting, balloons everywhere, at least 40 folks treating my barn like their own rustic wedding venue. I try reason, I try firmness, but Priscilla spins the crowd against me, paints me as the grumpy neighbor spoiling their good time. So I made a choice. Sometimes you gotta speak a language people understand. I open the back gate, and here come Thunder and Lightning, my gentle giants, strolling into their own barn. The look on those party guests' faces Man, you couldn't script it. One girl screams. Priscilla tries to shoo Thunder away like he's a stray dog. Then in a fit of wine-soaked bravado, she hurls her red stiletto at him. It bounces right off his head. Thunder blinks, snorts, and takes a big, deliberate step forward. Priscilla panics, tries to run, and faceplants right into a fresh pile of manure. Designer dress, hair, dignity, gone in one spectacular splat. All around, guests scrambled for high ground. Tables, chairs, the DJ booth. Meanwhile, Thunder and Lightning just wandered through, curious but calm, snacking on abandoned catering trays. The barn had gone from wedding venue to survival reality show in 30 seconds flat. Officer Rick, our local cop, shows up about then. He listens to both sides, takes one look at the bulls quietly munching, the trespassers too scared to move, and says, "Well, folks, this is private property. These are his animals, and the doors aren't locked. You can leave whenever you want, if you're brave enough to walk past the bulls." Yeah, that happened. The real kicker? Chad stands up, Priscilla's own husband, and admits he's been feeding the bulls carrots for weeks, says he can lead people out safely. Half the guests take him up on it. The rest decide to camp out till morning. That night, Dr. Kim holds a little bull education session for anyone willing to learn. Funny how sharing a barn with a couple tons of livestock puts entitlement in perspective. By morning, most folks are gone, but Priscilla, pride wounded and suit ruined, won't budge till the bulls wander off. The story explodes online. #BullPartyTrends. The news picks it up, and suddenly I'm getting calls from as far as New York, asking about the Montana rancher who took on the HOA with actual bulls. You want a twist? The media circus attracts more than reporters. IRS agents show up, investigating Priscilla for tax evasion and wire fraud. Turns out, her whole community transformation gig was a scam. Moving into neighborhoods, sabotaging property values, flipping homes for a profit, never reporting the income. Chad, freed from his marriage, starts a practice helping folks defend against predatory HOAs. Me? I get my ranch protected as a historical zone, and Thunder and Lightning become local celebrities. School field trips, agritourism, all from one party gone wrong. Sometimes, justice comes on four hooves, covered in shaggy hair. And sometimes, the best way to deal with a bully is to let them face a real bull. So, what do you think? Did I go too far, or did they finally get what was coming to them? Drop your own wild neighbor stories below.